Welcome back to the Sugarside Podcast. It has been a horrible week, and so we are all so happy to be here right now.
Oh, I
so happy.
couldn't wait.
Yep, I hope that you guys are having a better week than we are. I feel like every time, it just so happens, Tré, I don't know if you agree with this, but ever since we got into the prequels for Star Wars, our lives have gotten worse.
Yeah, and maybe is it because the prequels are bad, or it's because the prequels are punishing us for talking some shit for the first time? I'm not sure.
It's some kind of karmic justice is happening.
I don't know who
right
we upset.
now. Where
George Lucas, if you're somehow listening, sorry.
Put a spell on us as soon as we started saying that Phantom Menace was bad. It's just, exactly. Yeah, it's like that Stephen King thing. Have you seen Thinner?
No.
He gets put on a curse where all they do is go thinner, and for the rest of the movie, no matter how much he eats or whatever, he gets thin until he's like a skeleton at the end, and like whatever. So that's us. George Lucas looked at us and was like,
"We get
shitty,"
and we're like, "I'm so stressed."
Yeah, Akira, leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Oh boy! All right, Tré.
What we got? I know we got to get into it today.
So, brief recap, because we are just going to get straight into it. If you've been following along with our previous episodes, our last 2 episodes, we've been in a heated cartoon debate.
I've been mad about it all week, man. I've told all of my closest friends that SpongeBob lost, and they were shocked, and I was not happy about it.
It cannot be that shocking. We looked at SpongeBob as a whole. We looked at all of these shows as a whole, and even though, because again, if it was the first 3 seasons competition, SpongeBob would win.
Yeah. No, I believe that we've been as objective as possible, and I'm proud of us for doing so. I think our judgments have been fair.
So today we are starting with the semifinals leading into the finals. We're going to do both of these right now live. Fuck it. We're doing it live.
Live, ladies and gentlemen. No prep. No, nothing.
Yep, that's right. Well, we did a little bit of prep because we watched an episode of Regular Show together to get you hyped to talk about Regular Show.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah.
To throw this out here, our 4 contestants that have made it to the semifinals are Regular Show for Cartoon Network, Avatar: The Last Airbender,
of course,
the last remaining Nickelodeon show,
and honestly, the only
Avatar, the last Nickelodeon show.
The only representative that deserves to be here, if we're being honest.
I think so. Ed, and Eddy, and Ben 10.
Shout out Ben 10. So. I know we said it last week, but shout out Ben 10, man.
The sleeper.
Yeah, big time.
Did not think Ben 10 was going to make it into the semifinals, but, I think we've been singing its praises the last 2 episodes. So, let's re-bracket these guys and see who our head-to-heads are. Whew. Tré.
Oh, no.
This week has been bad.
It has, man.
But I do look forward to recording this podcast with you every single week. I hope our listeners feel the same way, that we're adding a little bit of joy into your life with stupid stuff, because there's so much intense stuff going on.
Totally.
That it feels good to just turn my brain off and talk about stuff that we love.
Yeah. I don't take this opportunity for granted at all. And I've looked forward to it for sure. And, if I had a shitty week like this, the first thing I would want to do is call you on the phone. And like you said, now we get to share our phone calls with the world. Hopefully we make somebody laugh. Hopefully we make somebody smile or start a debate, whatever it is. Yeah, man.
I like that you say that as if we don't still have phone calls, because we also call each other throughout the week anyway.
For sure.
So like we're in constant communication.
How often do we say, in our conversation off camera, like we always start bits
that is true.
Off of camera.
There are times that we totally like spoil our own podcast discussions early with phone calls. Yeah, just because we can't wait to talk about it.
Oh, man. Okay. Who we got?
Stupid.
Let's start this bracket.
Semifinal number 1, regular show
Okay.
versus Ed, Edd n Eddy.
You know,
And I think that this is a good
me
head-to-head in the
too.
semifinals for these 2
I
because
like the other 2
they
also.
are they are relatively similar.
I like this head-to-head also. I think that if I were to split the 4 up to where it'd be the most fun to talk about, I feel like this would be the way to do it.
Yeah, because I mean, you've got 2 pretty goofy shows
Mhm.
going up against each other, and then that means that Avatar and Ben 10 are against each other,
Right.
and those are 2 long-lasting, lore-heavy
Yeah. Yeah.
stories.
No,
So,
I think it's fun.
yeah, but let's start with regular show versus Ed and
Let's
Eddy.
do it. Let's do it. Uh,
I feel like I am just a bias. If you've been following along, you know that I am a biased person on this take.
yeah.
But Trey, let's give our audience a little bit of a recap on the episode of regular show that I forced you to watch. I feel like there's a billion episodes I could choose from. I just happen to choose one of my favorites because it's so stupid. That one, the stakes are nothing. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's established early in the episode that all they want is
Is
respect. And
respect.
so, Trey, what episode did I make you watch?
You had me watch High Score, where
High Score, season 2, episode 7, High Score.
Mordecai and Rigby felt disrespected by Benson because they got their pay in a Ziploc bag and it was coins
Uh
and
huh.
dollars, which is hilarious, by the way. And in trying to find people to respect them, they stumble upon an arcade game called Broken Bones, and they realize that people will respect them or at least show interest in them if they become the best at the game. And so they dedicate all their time to playing this game. Um, no, this episode was funny. Like you said, it was stupid, right? And it
Yeah.
definitely has an
I think it's a good representation of what an episode of regular show
yeah,
is, where it's something basic, it's something regular, right? Like,
yeah.
I feel like that beginning where they get paid and all they want is checks is a pretty relatable thing.
Mhm.
Like, someone would feel that way if their boss was constantly paying them in quarters.
Yeah.
Um, so, and then it just turns into a cloud vortex opens up above the cafe, a laser beam comes down and breaks through the ceiling, teleporting in a
Giant
giant
head.
head
That grows
that wants
arms and
them.
legs to play this game. That was my favorite part, is that he started floating and it looked like he was just a head. And of course your thought is like, how is he going to play the game? And then
Yeah.
and then his
And then he
appendages
sprouts.
he sprouts
I like
appendages.
that the limbs that he sprouts are like naked, like it's not shoes or
Yeah.
anything, it's
It's just
2
hands and
human
feet.
legs that come
2
out of his
human
chin.
arms.
And then, but the arms don't come out of his side. They come out like little T-Rex
Yeah.
arms in front of his chin. Like, he had to play.
No. Um,
Yeah, Garrett Bobby
Garrett
Ferguson,
Bobby
which
Ferguson, GBF.
so funny.
It was funny, man.
Well, it's making fun of the real life world record holder for Donkey Kong. I forget his name.
Mm,
But he's like a disgrace person as well because he's been accused of cheating. He's very egotistical and narcissistic, and like everyone knows this about this person. He sues people every time
mm.
that they talk. So we're gonna get sued.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
But
ready.
yeah, he he uses lawsuits as a weapon. Like, people don't like this guy. So the fact that they ripped on him and like parodied him in this episode is very funny
It
to
is really
me
fun.
because I know the lore.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I feel like, you know, they didn't really like cap this episode off to where the characters learn this lesson. But I also think, to your point last episode about it being a regular day, but things get crazy, but there's things to learn about being in your 20s. And I think it's also like a cool hidden message that the respect that they thought they got wasn't actually earned. It's like
Hmm.
there's a difference between respect and popularity for something that doesn't matter. And I loved how like the side characters would like have lines thrown in that like draw you into how stupid this whole thing is. Like, um as she's walking away, or the crowd is like cheering them on, and she's like, she goes, I never realized we could be so enthralled with the game, but we are.
We
And then
were.
she just like joins the crowd back again, and it like snaps you out of it of like, no, this is so dumb. And it just kind of it's another piece of the satire that I feel like comedically makes the show more serious if you pay attention to it, and more impactful if you pay attention to it. And I think that's a really cool detail um, that Cartoon Network shows did really well. They really towed the
Yeah.
line of you can still be a kid and have fun, but you're growing up a little bit, and we need to like throw some life lessons in there.
I pointed this out to you, but I think that one of the reasons are we both drinking a Red Bull today?
No, no, I have the
No,
drink
oh,
will
okay.
not be named. No
Sorry, no
brands, no
sponsorships.
brands. That's
No brands, no
that's a
sponsorships, but I'm
bedroll.
just saying that.
That's a bedroll,
Huh?
actually.
Yeah. Oh,
It's new
okay,
on the
okay.
market.
I just love the taste of gasoline. Um, but I pointed out to you that I think one of the reasons why regular show hits so hard for me is that it's such a similar dynamic to classic SpongeBob. Mordecai and Rigby are SpongeBob and Patrick. Benson is Squidward. Like there are more side characters in regular show that you didn't get in this episode, but you think of all the side people in SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs, uh gosh, I don't know, Plankton, like
Plankton,
all these
Sandy,
other
Larry the
people.
Lobster, like everybody.
And regular show has all of that as well, and a lot of the times, like all those side characters get their own spot in the sun.
Mhm.
Like I could have shown you a Skips focus episode. I could have shown you a Muscle Man focus
Yeah.
episode. And just like SpongeBob, SpongeBob, my favorite episodes are the Squidward heavy episodes
Mhm.
because Squidward's my favorite.
Yeah.
The Benson episodes are freaking funny, dude. I told you about the stick hockey one where he goes, "I knew the dragon would return to its lair," and he goes, "I go by Benson now." Like it's just like there's no background. It's just like, oh yeah, this episode we're gonna introduce that Benson was like a stick hockey legend back in the day, and like you get a flashback of his young apprentice getting killed and he goes no, and like that's all. I live for that.
Yeah.
So I think that the relation that regular show has with SpongeBob in my mind is one of the reasons why I like regular show as much as I do.
Totally.
Now we do need to throw in though and talk about Ed and Eddy a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit
yeah,
because
yeah,
this is
yeah.
a head to head. I can't just sit here. I
They're here for a
cannot think
reason.
of no, I know. I cannot think of Ed, Edd and Eddy without thinking about how funny the entire show is, but specifically the sound effects.
Yeah.
The sound effects in Ed, Edd and Eddy fucking kill me, dude. I showed that one clip where they're trying to do reverse psychology on the Kanker sisters,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Yeah, kiss me, like do it," and they're like, "Oh no," and you just hear the horse sounds, the pig sounds, holy schmoly, when
Yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah.
taking around them
They're
in the
just like
corner.
hammers
And
and
Double
like
D in that same clip going, "It's reverse psychology," just kills me. It's actually so funny. The way that they can go from being drawn as like normal people into stretched out Looney Tunes versions of themselves with the eyes are crazy, the sweat coming off of them. Like they understand in the same way that I argue that regular show gets it too. They're like you have to lean into you are a cartoon.
yeah,
And Ed and Eddy really, I think, like, is one of those quintessential cartoons in my mind,
totally.
akin to like Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like
No, it's one of those shows that like even if you didn't watch it, you were very aware of it. Like you couldn't escape Ed, Edd and Eddy when we were kids. And I'm not saying you could really escape regular show either, but I feel like it was a different thing, partially because Ed, Edd and Eddy was at such a pivotal point in our childhood where everybody was watching cartoons still. Like no one had moved on. And so if you were on Cartoon Network at all, you saw either episodes or commercials or teasers or something for Ed, Edd and Eddy. Everyone knew the theme song. I could walk into a room right now and whistle like 2 notes and people would know what I'm whistling. I did that at work this week, actually, because I was thinking about our conversation. Yeah, yeah. It's like it's so simple, but it sticks. And I feel like there's something to be said for that, for sure.
so let's talk briefly about music between the two shows because Ed and Eddy almost always has like a steady going jazz thing
Yeah,
like in the
yeah.
background. of every episode. Like there's the hi-hat, the little like saxophone that they've got going on. There is a constant track of music going on almost all the time. Regular show, and especially we just watched this episode and it was Hanging Tough
Mhm.
was the song that played, New Kids on the Block. So I told you, I was like, I have an entire playlist on my phone that's just called the Regular Show playlist, and it's all songs from the 80s. And it fits so well in Regular Show. They use their needle drops really good. There's an early episode, season 1, that they are pounding coffee to try to like get through all their work,
Mm.
and everybody working on for the weekend is playing.
That's
Like
cool.
uh, they use their song. The budget must have all gone towards song rights because man, they use a lot of great songs in Regular Show. And so I don't know who I would give the edge there. I think personally I'd give it to Regular Show, but that's just because being able to use licensed music
Mhm. Mhm.
went a long way in
For
that show.
sure.
They they
For sure.
they used it very well.
I can totally agree. I think I kinda know where I'm leaning. I don't know if you agree or if you're still pretty torn. I'm like 60-40 right now.
This whole journey has made me realize how much I actually love Ed and Eddy, like that I do love it, and I should be talking about it more. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um, but I'm gonna lean towards Regular Show, bro. Like, there's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it is hard for me to get away from how much that show makes me laugh. We just watched that episode together, and I've seen that episode a billion times. You heard me. I was still
Yeah.
laughing. Like,
And call me biased for being in my late 20s. I feel like I can relate a lot more to where I'm at in life with Regular Show right now, and that's not a knock to Ed, Ed, and Eddy. It just so happens to like and you talked about this, I can't remember what show it was, but, um, like, depending on where you're at in life, how old you are, what your experiences are, like, I feel like that kind of creates this fluidity with, like, the better show, in a sense. If we did this, like, 5 years
yeah,
ago, I feel like my answers would have been completely different. But I feel like the life
all the way
lessons and
through.
kind of that, you know, you're gonna figure it out type of thread, I think is, like, pulling at my heartstrings a little bit right now, to where I feel like that alone for me kinda gives Regular Show the edge.
I do want to shout out again though, because I mentioned this last episode. If you've never seen the Ed, and Eddy movie, that is the series finale,
Mhm.
please go watch it because it's actually incredible. I thought about it more after we had our talk.
Yeah.
Do you remember the plot of that? Because it's really good. The whole show you're hearing about Eddie's older brother,
Mhm.
and that Eddie's older brother is someone that he looks up to as like this scam artist and like uh a legend. Like, I mean, the whole show, he's reading Playboy magazines and stuff that he got from his older brother, and like, it's he's put on a pedestal, and so the movie is about them going to go find Eddie's brother, and when they finally do, and he's like pumped to see him, he bullies the shit out of Eddie right there in front of like, and it's like this whole letdown thing, and it's sad.
Yeah.
But their friends come, and the friends are chasing them down like an angry mob the entire movie because of one of the scams that went wrong.
Hmm.
So they're hunting them down. And by the time they catch up and see Eddie's brother being horrible to him, they come to the rescue and they end up saving the Ed boys.
That's cool.
And it's like a very wholesome ending to the movie of like, uh that they have support.
Yeah, totally. No, that's really cool. I haven't watched that. If I have, it's been since we were literally kids, but I
Yeah,
definitely
I
gotta go
think
watch
it's
it.
totally worth watching, and I want to give it a shout out and some love right now, even though I think we're giving it to Regular
We're
Show.
giving it to Regular Show, for all the reasons we said already, but shout out to Ed, Ed, and Eddy. Can't knock it. It's great. It just, there's always a better show out there, unfortunately, and Regular Show's a tough one to come up against.
Let's give it to Regular Show and move on to semifinal number 2, which this sorry, Ben 10.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I mean, there's
What am I
not
supposed to
nearly
say
the
here?
debate to have on this one.
Dude, this has made our finals even, like, not that interesting because, like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, dude, when you're up against Avatar, I don't know what to
Good
tell you,
luck,
man. Like,
man.
Ben 10 made it all the way here based off of how deep the show
Yeah,
goes, its lore. It got 3 other series made, it had live action TV movies.
yeah,
Like Ben 10 was a big franchise
yeah,
and it
yeah.
deserves the love that it got. And like, when we first had the head to head, it was Ben 10 versus Danny Phantom, I think.
Mhm.
And without skipping a beat, you looked at the camera and said, "Pass me my Omnitrix,
Yeah,
bro."
bro.
Like, yeah. And I think that like really speaks to it.
Mhm.
Ben 10's great,
It's great, man, and it was around for a long time,
but
and all the guys that I knew growing up around that age had
yeah,
an Omnitrix. It was like,
yeah, we all loved
we
it.
all loved it. So, no knock on it.
But
ATLA
no
is
show
just
makes me cry or feel the way that Avatar makes me feel. Like
yeah.
I don't know. Everyone has their own pool of favorite episodes that they draw from Avatar.
Mhm.
Uh, I always like to point out. We talked about an episode from regular shows, so I'd like to like hyperfixate on something for Avatar for a second. I always point out that season 1 does not have a lot of my favorite episodes, right? Like, I know that most of my favorite episodes come in book 2 and book
For
3.
sure. Yeah.
Season 1, one of my favorite episodes in the entire show is Jet,
Yes.
when they first meet Jet.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
like, that is one that I wanna talk about, like, all the
I
time is
love that
because
episode.
that's, like, the first time that they get to, like, this moral gray area between like, because it's, like, good versus bad,
Yeah.
and then
Fire
there's Jet.
Nation, bad.
Yeah,
Everybody's
and then there's
bad
Jet.
if they wear red.
Yeah, right,
You
yeah,
know,
exactly.
like,
But then
but then
there's
there's
Jet who
Jet.
comes in and it's like he's doing he's fighting the bad guys
Mhm.
in a bad
He
way.
saved them from the bad guys. I mean, when they met,
Yeah,
like, he was their Robin Hood. Like, he was so cool to them and, like, genuine to them, it seemed, right? And, like, again, like, here's a guy, here's a group of people fighting the Fire Nation. Like, let's go. And then
they're
but they're
terrorists, like
terrorists,
actual.
dude. They like
Yeah,
when he pins that old man to the ground and is like has his foot on him, like you're like, holy fuck. Like this just took a turn. This just turned up a
yeah.
little bit, especially for like a kid show. That was probably the first moment that I was like, whoa. Like even as a kid, I
No,
was like, yo, you
if
can't do
Sokka
that.
wasn't there right there, Jet would have just slit that old man's
Oh,
throat and walked
100%,
away.
dude.
Yeah.
Celebi
Uh,
probably would have used his
so
cane as like a toothpick or something.
but so like that like betrayal at the end makes me feel like I feel bad for everyone involved in that episode. Like you feel bad for Jet, you feel bad for everyone that's associated with
Yeah,
Jet, and like
yeah.
uh and and you feel bad for Katara along the way. Like the only person that I think I didn't feel bad for because he was right the whole episode is Sokka.
Sokka, yeah. And you know, the it's funny that you mentioned feeling sorry for Jet because you do, but you do because when he's upset with them for like thwarting his plans to flood the town,
The villain,
you
yeah,
can tell that like he doesn't have evil intent. He's just that angry. Like he's not an evil guy. He's legitimately thinking that he's doing the right thing. And he's just so angry that he can't see that there's good people everywhere and there's innocent people everywhere. You know, to where
right.
like you feel
It's
for him.
he is like, I'm sorry, if you're Team Fire Nation, then this whole village is going to
Right,
go
because they're
down.
all Fire Nation, so they're all bad. It's like there's no
Hmm.
separation of civilian versus soldier or the ability to have the opinion of I don't like the Fire Nation, but I grew up here and it's my home, so like I'm stuck here, basically. Because obviously they can't go anywhere else. They're gonna run into Jet and people like him. And so it's like they're almost more of a victim than people who are non-Fire Nation in a way, you know?
Yeah. No, I just I wanted to just use an example of an episode that like maybe because there are the obvious ones. There's Tales of Ba Sing Se, there's most book 3
Yeah.
episodes, like, that will make you cry and everything, and I get it, like, because 'cause I'm in that same boat. I just wanted to point out, like, that it could be any episode that, like, actually makes you think and feel something
I
outside of
my book 1 episode, and I won't spend
yeah.
as much time on it, is this I think it's book 1, still it should be. The one where they get to the air temple and they find out about Monkey Otso.
Yeah, it's
It's
early.
early,
Yeah.
it's really early. And like I
That's
l
the first time you see him go no, it's not
it's
the
not the
first time
first
you see him go
time, but
Avatar State.
it's such a cool moment to where they juxtapose his like what happened and how he got to where he was and discovering he was the avatar and being outcasted by the other kids for being the avatar, and the only one who made him feel good about it or tried was Monkey Otso. And it's such a pivotal moment to start the show with so early of like, this is going to come with good and bad things, but you have to like recognize that it's your destiny. No one can do that for you.
That episode is so full of regret because Aang is like, "If I had stayed and
Right.
not run away from my fate and my destiny
Yeah.
of being the Avatar, I could have protected the people that I cared
And
about."
what a beautiful way to illustrate that of like, not only is everyone else that you wanted to protect dead now, but you can't run away from your fate to where you're going to die. You still have to face it. It's still your destiny, whether you want it to be or not. And it's like, just set that up for a 10-year-old kid, a 12-year-old kid, like, is crazy. But the fact that that's in season 1 and so early in the show, like I said, we're gonna keep it brief, but it's a no-brainer for
Oh,
me. That
that's
show.
an episode that also illustrates that kindness will win over rage because Aang is going Avatar state and like destroying a bunch of shit, and Katara just grabs his hand, and then he comes down out of the Avatar state and cries into her
Yeah,
arms. Oh my gosh,
dude.
that it sets the tone, and yeah.
We'll get to this
So
another time,
I
but
don't know.
any
You're
Zatara fans out there, go away.
no, fuck
Yeah,
you.
fuck
No,
you.
yeah,
I
stop
I
it.
don't like that.
I
Anyway,
can't even believe
and
you just brought that
sorry,
up.
it's
Like, what the hell?
I because I was gonna say it's like the start of their relationship in a way. Like they have these little moments in book 1 that are so sweet and innocent, and that's one of them. But then it made me think like some people probably don't even see it that way because they're monsters. You guys are monsters.
Yeah.
Anyway, um,
Secret tunnel
through the
through the
mountains. The fact that they
mountains.
took that out in the live action show, I hate them for that.
Did they? I didn't watch the live action
I
show
watch bits and
because
pieces at work, and can I just say, don't don't change the lovers tunnel episode to be where Sokka and Katara go through it, but the lights are still on. You didn't
stop
watch the
it.
show. Dude,
La 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 la
oh,
la
it's
la 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 la.
terrible, dude. Oh, I was beside myself. I couldn't believe it.
Oh my gosh. No, they keep betraying me with live action avatars. Don't do it.
Just
Don't
don't
do it.
do
You
it.
made
And this
the perfect
season they got to
show.
come out with Toph, and I'm scared. I'm so scared. Anyway, okay. Okay. We're off track.
So I'm sorry, Ben 10, but you're going up against actual art. There's a
Yeah,
difference
dude.
between being a super successful, popular action show than
And an orchestra
something
concert.
beautiful.
Yeah, there's just
Yeah.
something else about it. And with that being said, we have
I mean, yeah,
regular
we
show
wrap up with regular show
PLA.
versus Avatar, and I'm obviously we have to come out with a clear victor, but I'm like, these being my final two, we win. We win.
Yeah.
We did a great job. Because it depends what I want to watch. Do I want to laugh or do I want to
Yeah.
cry?
No, and they're just so different. They're so great in their own right. Like I'm not I don't know. I'm down to let the viewers pick, almost like we were gonna do with Adventure Time and regular show.
But yeah, let them duke
I
it
feel like
out.
it's a little
And
apples to oranges for me. It's a tough one to pick, to be honest. I feel like I
I
would
mean,
choose ATLA, but I'd be biased.
yeah, I mean, I would choose Avatar because again, it's a beauty. I don't know. Like there's something magical about what they captured
Yeah.
with that show. There's the martial arts, there's the actual philosophy, there's quiet moments, and like regular show on the other hand is insane, is batshit
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, the whole time.
Uh
But
the whole time, but it doesn't change how much I love that show.
Yeah,
Like, that leans more into my love of cartoons versus Avatar, which is my love of art.
totally.
So, uh,
I think we know where we're
uh,
leaning, but I want to hear you guys in the comments, and your arguments behind it. I think that'd be good discussion. Um,
yes.
okay, we got to keep moving.
Well,
Oh,
we're
that's
finally free.
yep,
We're
we're
done.
done.
We're done
We
with the
did it.
cartoon debate. We're
We did
free.
it. Oh, if you guys do want to see any of our winners or Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network go up against Disney, let us know. We could make another bracket. We talked about that at first. Um,
That's true.
because there are a lot of Disney shows that I feel like would be fun to discuss for sure.
Phineas and Ferb would have gone a long way,
Ooh,
I think,
yeah.
on this bracket. So,
Kim Possible.
Gravity Falls.
Yeah, Kim Possible would have had something to say. Gravity Falls would have had something to say.
Damn, I love Kim
Me
Possible.
too, dude. Me too.
Oh man, really set the tone for my taste in
Proud
women.
Family. I mean, there's a big pool.
Proud
There's a
Family,
big
yeah.
pool, man.
They got a revival. I didn't watch any of
I
that,
haven't
did you?
either. I haven't either, but I definitely
I used to
should.
love Proud
Me
Family
too,
though.
dude. Me too. Okay.
I feel like one of our next brackets should be just cartoon dads.
Ooh,
'Cause,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, because
Oscar.
we talked about the shows, but, like, there's Dad in Fairly Odd Parents, there's Hugh Neutron and Jimmy
Mhm.
Neutron. Dexter's dad is really funny
Dexter's
from
dad.
Dexter's Lab.
Oscar from the Proud
Um,
Family. Like, there's a lot of
yes, Proud Family, yeah.
there's a lot that we could choose
There
from.
there's a lot we could draw from there, but anyway. Uh,
Let's pass the
yeah,
sugar.
and, I would also be interested in the comments. I know we're asking a lot of you guys now, but, I would also be interested if you guys would like a full episode talking about one of just these shows in
Mm,
particular. Like, if you want an episode that's dedicated to Ed and Eddie, we could do
yeah,
that kind of thing.
yeah.
So,
So let us know.
let us know what you would like to see going forward with the cartoons, um, because I love talking about them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Me too. That'd be a lot of fun.
well, let's pass the sugar,
Let's
baby,
pass the
because
sugar.
we did not get to this last episode, and I felt pretty guilty about that, but I was like, we got really hardcore heated in
Yeah, and
our,
I felt like we flushed out the bracket, and it was really good, and it was the way that it was supposed to be. But we're
yes,
bringing
but we
back
need to talk
Star Wars,
about, yeah.
and today is episode 2, Attack of the Clones. And man,
So
oh man,
I just want to remind everybody that on the last Star Wars episode, Phantom Menace, Trey said, I think this is going to be the worst one. And I looked at the camera and I said, he thought that this was going to be the worst one because I knew that Attack of the Clones was coming up.
So let's get into Attack of the Clones. I texted Garrett this while I was watching it, and he was freaking out as part of why he felt guilty that we didn't be able to get to it last episode. But I texted him that as of the first half of the movie, because I was about halfway through when I texted him, I liked the movie for about halfway through. I liked it better
My
than Phantom
God.
Menace's first half, for sure.
Huh?
I feel like
Yeah.
it gave me more to watch. Pod racing was in there. I felt like even though the plot was somewhat similar, we still had the Trade Federation stuff going on. I wasn't watching UN meetings the entire time. Like
It does come up.
it it does. I mean, they get there, right? But I just feel like the first half wasn't as bad as Phantom Menace started. Literally within 5 minutes of Phantom Menace, I was like, what the fuck is this? And I didn't feel like that with this episode. But we got there. I watched the rest of it and I was like, okay, I see now.
I don't know how you could feel that way because for me, as soon as Attack of the Clones starts, I'm like, how did the green screen get worse? In the Phantom Menace, like Phantom Menace, for all of its problems, is a still decently looking movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't look bad.
One of the first shots in Attack of the Clones is Obi-Wan and Anakin in an elevator together, and I'm like, this looks like garbage.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I have a very difficult time with bad green screen and blue
I know you
screen.
do.
Um, Yeah, you know I do. Sinners came
Oh my
out this
god.
year, and that was one of my big complaints about that movie. Even though I like that movie, but as soon as I got out of there, I was like, this was so ugly. Like there were some shots where I was like, man, if you're in a car that's stationary and it's green screen stuff going by, I could tell instantly,
So
and I hate it.
you told me you want to keep it a secret, but you ended up spelling to me that that was your biggest problem with it. And then even going in knowing that that was coming, I got to that scene and I was like, yo. I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh my god.
he wasn't kidding. But that's not
Yeah.
today.
Where's the
That's
budget,
not
dude?
today. Yeah, the CGI and the green screen was pretty bad. Like definitely
Almost the entire
yeah.
movie, by the
No,
way.
it was pretty bad.
It is. Yeah.
When they
There's
started
like
when they started showing
there's
the
one
clone
beautiful
army,
scene in Attack of the
when they
Clones.
started showing the clone
Sorry.
no, you're good. When they started showing the clone army, I was like, what it looked like a video game. Like actually. Like it looked like I was watching like a PS2 video game teaser or something. I was like, am I watching a movie? Like I was it almost like made me feel dizzy because like my eyes couldn't process what I was looking at. Like for sure, they didn't
You know what I just realized? Is that you watched the Disney Plus Phantom Menace, didn't you?
they're all on Disney Plus. That's the only way I can watch them.
Yeah, but that's how you watched
Yes.
it, was on Disney Plus. So that means that you saw Phantom Menace with CGI Yoda.
Yeah.
In original Phantom Menace, he was still
He
a
was still the
puppet.
puppet. Interesting. Yeah, he was CGI for both of these movies.
Yeah, Attack of the Clones is the first time that he was CGI for
Mm,
me.
interesting.
And man, I really wish he was just a fucking puppet the whole time.
You don't like
I
CGI
do
Yoda?
not like CGI Yoda. I that's one of the reasons why I love Empire so much is that it's literally just a little puppet. I love the puppet, so it makes me very upset
That's so funny.
to see CGI
That's
Yoda.
so funny. Yeah, I watched CGI Yoda twice. Um, let me see if I have any notes on this movie.
I've got something for you because you talked about how I like the first half of this movie. I'm going to walk you through what Palpatine's plan was in the beginning of this movie to show you how fucking stupid it
Sure.
is. Okay? Now, I can't take all the credit for this. Like, this is obviously something that I knew beforehand. Like, I could track this. But a YouTube channel, pretty popular YouTube channel is Cosmonaut Variety Hour.
Mhm.
So shout out to you because your video on Attack of the Clones and your energy that you brought is pretty much what I'm going to emulate right now because you said what I was thinking, man. So here it goes. Ready? Chancellor Palpatine wants to kill Padme,
Yes.
but he doesn't want to do it himself. So he hires Jango Fett.
Yes.
But Jango Fett doesn't want to do it himself. So he hires a changeling,
Yes. Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. The
person
girl.
that
Yeah.
can change. But she doesn't want to do it herself. So she sends a droid, and the droid sends in fucking worms into her room. So then it's like, okay, now the worms are gonna kill her. And so then the worms get thwarted. They chase the changeling person all the way down. And while they're doing that, that opens up a perfect opportunity for Jango Fett to kill Padme. But guess what? Instead, Jango Fett shows up to kill the changeling that he sent and then flies away. It doesn't make any sense. Every time that I watch the beginning of that, I'm like, this is the most convoluted
Yeah.
bullshit
Why didn't he just
that
kill
I've
her
ever
right?
seen. Yeah, no, so you have this chain of command going through to kill Padme when it could have been pretty simple if you ask
That's
me.
fair. Yeah. If Jango just pulled up
Yeah,
and just assassinated her, like that would have been the movie. I feel like
and the movie,
yeah. Well, it was definitely like I feel like they almost worked backwards. It feels. It feels like they had to tie Jango Fett back to the clone army base. And so they were like, how do we get him there? But Padme lives. And they just like, you know what I mean? And they just couldn't come up with a consistent answer that
yeah,
made enough sense.
they tracked Jango Fett down using the dart that he used to
Right.
kill
Yeah, because there was
the
the material in it.
changeling.
And they're like, I know where this is. Like, there's no way they wrote that first as a cohesive
Oh
story.
my
They
gosh.
definitely had the
Yeah.
clone army already set. And they're like, okay, this is here and this is here. And we need the bridge. What do we got? And someone was like, a dart. Like,
Got an
yeah,
idea.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, instead of
It's
I
bananas.
thought you were a bounty hunter, not a crime syndicate. Like, he's just a mob boss. Everybody's just like mini mob bosses.
It's I don't know. That
No,
is,
that's actually
I
really
think
funny.
one of
That's actually really funny. I didn't think
the
about that.
stupidest plot points in Star Wars, if you ask me, is that whole opening. Because 'cause you're talking about I really liked the beginning, there's, like, the car chase and stuff. The only reason that car chase is happening is because everything else is so stupid, if you
Yeah.
ask me.
I also think, like, you know, it was a cool way to show how, um, naive and, like, teenager-esque Anakin is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was definitely better ways that they could have shown that, but I feel like the scenes that kind of followed this stupid plot really showcase that well and put him in extreme enough situations that, like, it's like, no matter what it is, he thinks he's got it all figured out. And I feel like it really, like, underlined that based on, like, the stuff that he was actually doing because it was so ridiculous and, like, out there.
Do you hear Jack yelling for me? He's going, "Daddy!" at the top of the
Man,
stairs.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah,
Um,
well, anyway.
yeah,
Um,
he, there were
no, and this is a good time for me to throw out there that this is my wife's favorite Star Wars movie,
I
and so I
is it
have
the
to
love
sit through it
story?
all the time.
Is it the love story?
Say
Is it the
again?
love story?
It's the love
Yeah,
story, but on top of it, she does, and this is a good point, she does throw this out here. She feels like Attack of the Clones does a good enough job of setting up Anakin for Revenge of the Sith. So, when we get to Revenge of the Sith, a big argument in Revenge of the Sith is that his turn to the dark side is rushed and very quick in Revenge of the Sith. But her argument is that's because all of the development that we needed for that to happen takes place in Attack of the
that's
Clones.
fair. I think that's fair.
And I think it's a good argument, and I do give her credit for it. But I cannot get past how bad the dialogue is in Attack of the Clones, dude. Like, everything between Anakin and Padme is a blend of bad dialogue and bad directing, which leads to bad acting.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it gets really tough to sit through that for me. I'm like, these are the boring
You
parts of
know,
the movie.
it
Like,
was so funny though because, like, the first quote I wrote down is, "Annie, you'll always be that little boy I remember on Tatooine," and I literally put "ouch" in capital letters,
yeah,
and then a few
yeah.
lines later, I wrote, um, "You're everything soft and smooth," and I wrote, "Anakin is a shooter" in capital letters because there was no amount of defense that was gonna keep him from shooting, and his lines were terrible. Like, they were so
Well,
bad, and he just kept
it
throwing
doesn't
them out.
help that he's like creepily
Yeah,
stroking her arm while he's
yeah.
saying those things. It's like, Annie, stop it.
Stop, bro. She said no.
No, she said no, bro. Learn
And
about
he was just
consent.
like,
Shoot
he
it
was just
away.
that kid that every time he caught the ball, he just throws the ball up. Like, no
Yeah,
thought.
full
As soon as he
court.
catches it, he's just launching it. And that made, like, their connection so funny because I felt like when she
Yeah,
finally
he's a
gave
creep
in,
the
I
whole
was
time.
like, "Oh, wait, what happened?"
Yeah, I guess being a creep
Yeah,
works.
yeah, it finally went in. And I was like,
Oh,
I don't
oh,
think that
whoa, phrasing.
yeah.
Phrasing.
Pause. Pause, pause, pause. He finally made the basket. I don't know if that's much better. That's not much better. Anyways, yeah, he was a creep the whole time, and don't be a creep, even though it worked for Anakin.
Look, you know, I gotta throw in that Padme is a little bit of a freak as well, because if I was breaking up with somebody, I would not wear the sexiest outfit in my closet.
Yes, you would.
Because when she's breaking up with him in front of the fire and she's like, "No, Annie, like, we can't do this." Dude, like, she is titted out,
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
she looks great in that scene, and so I always laugh, I'm like, "Yeah, no, she knew that this breakup wasn't gonna happen because she came ready."
You know, it's such an old school move to, like, throw the breakup out there, but then they're like, at the same time, they're like, I just want to see if he still wants me. You know? So it's like, of course you put on the sexiest outfit because you want the effort. It's
My
all a
gosh,
mind game. Even in Star Wars, it's all a mind game.
ridiculous.
That's so funny though. Um,
Um, one of the only compliments I can give this movie is that the Lego Star Wars levels are very good for Attack of the Clones. I despise the factory scene in this movie where they're all on the conveyor belts and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
getting knocked
I
around
stopped
and doing a bunch
watching
of
for
stupid
a
shit.
second during that scene. I was like, I can go on my phone. Like, I was like, I
I
don't need this.
I really don't like that scene. I think it's boring and a waste of time and bad CGI, right?
Yeah.
But that's a really great Lego Star Wars level.
Yeah, it
so
is. That's
so
true.
there you go, Lego Star Wars. But no, dude, there's like very little I like about this movie. I like Obi-Wan and Jango Fett's fight on Kamino,
Mhm.
because you get to see little Boba Fett fly away on Slave One,
Yeah.
which is the name of the ship, by
And
the way.
I like that scene. Like, that's part of the first half that I really liked. Like, there are action scenes that I feel like are still really cool Star Wars, even though there's a lot throughout it that's like shitty.
Dude, I just feel like the pacing of this movie is what kills it so hard,
Mm.
which is funny because, you're talking about Phantom Menace beforehand. Phantom Menace has terrible pacing too.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I think that maybe I get by Phantom Menace's terrible pacing because I like Qui-Gon as much as I
Yeah.
do. And Liam Neeson's a good actor. But then you cut to this pacing issue and you're relying on Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman's acting, and you feel the drag,
Yeah.
if you ask
No, I
me.
can see that. I could totally see that. There were just things toward
I really love Count Dooku. I think Count Dooku is a great character,
totally.
and I love his speech to Obi-Wan, because he knew Qui-Gon on a good
Mhm.
level, and like, um, man, dude, I don't know. The Clone Wars show does backflips to keep continuity and like in a good way, and so like you can see in previous episodes and stuff like Dooku talking to Qui-Gon Jinn about like Obi-Wan, and that Qui-Gon really did love Obi-Wan, and
Yeah.
uh and I think Christopher Lee is a great actor, so Dooku is cool. I I used to remember loving the end of this movie because of the big Jedi battle at the end.
Yeah.
I do not love that scene
It
anymore.
was clumsy and crowded, and there was just a lot going on. Like, it seemed like they were
No,
just
there's
trying
a
to
lot of
throw.
character assassination moments for me, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I've talked about this before. You should never, ever see Yoda on the side of a clone carrier going, aim your fire over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
What do you mean? He's like all of a sudden some bloodthirsty war guy,
Yeah.
and he's just like, shoot
Shoot
there.
over
Like,
there.
I'm like, Yoda, you would be back at the Jedi Council temple, like, meditating on
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Like, you would not
I mean,
be actively.
even when he was like, "Get my ship ready," I was like, "Really?" Like, I was like, "Yoda's going?"
Oh my god, dude. I remember leaving the theater with my dad, and my dad was pumped about the Yoda fight with Dooku at the end when Yoda's doing flips all over the place and going,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and like all that. As an adult now, I'm like, Yoda should not even own a lightsaber. He's he's the Force guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
When it came down to it, he was ready
oh
to
my
swing,
gosh.
bro. He was ready to swing.
It drives me nuts. I hate that scene now. I hate that fight. Oh, it's
I
so irritating.
I laughed at the fight with Dooku at the end. Um just because like the CGI and the placement of people on the set was so bad. I literally wrote the note, could they have made Anakin lie any farther away from Obi-Wan and Dooku? He's like a football field away. And like I get that like it's supposed to be that there's no way he could get there in time, but at the same time I'm like, dude, he's like this big in the back of this shot. Like he did not have to be that far. It was
That's
so
pretty
overdone.
funny. That's Anakin's first time losing a limb,
Mhm. Mhm.
foreshadowing. But whatever, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, overall, man, it wasn't good. I knew kind of going in that episode 1 and 2 weren't going to be good. Um, like I said, I feel like the terrible plot was kind of shrouded in just like action. Like it's just like, ooh, like even if that's not good, it's just something to look at. I feel like um Phantom Menace to me, the pacing dragged because of how much dialogue there was. And there was less opportunity for things to look bad. But the whole time I'm like, we have another meeting. Like, can we do something else? You know?
Yeah.
And in this movie, at least I was like, fuck it, at least they're flying around. Like it just like I don't know.
No.
But you know,
That's a low
oh,
bar,
for
brother.
sure. I mean, it's the prequels. It's we're fighting for not being last. So, I was trying to
That's
find
fair.
positive things. Overall, it's fine, I guess. There were some quotes that I liked, like when Anakin loses his shit and slaughters all the men, women, and children in that village, and he goes, "They're like animals, and I slaughtered them like animals." I quoted it Anakin because in that moment I'm like, he
Anna King. Oh my god, I can't believe you said that. That's
I
funny.
was like, yo. I was like, go ahead. Like, I can appreciate a cool quote here and there, even in a bad movie. Um, in terms of ranking, I mean, like I said, we're pretty low to the bottom here, but I feel like this is kind of fun between. So I wrote it down to make sure I didn't forget. So far, I have Empire at 3, A New Hope at 4, Rogue One at 5, Solo at 6, Phantom Menace at 7.
How are you feeling?
Oh,
I'll spoiler alert. We're not including 7, 8, and 9.
yes.
I think it's okay that, like, maybe we come back around to watch the sequels another
Yeah.
time. Like,
Yeah.
if people,
Really
like
want
I
to.
said, if you guys are clamoring for the sequels, we'll do it. I'm just not doing it on this go
No,
around because fuck
I'm
it.
okay with that.
But
So,
so without 7, 8, and 9, spoiler alert, Attack of the Clones is the bottom of my list.
yeah.
Like, that is my number 8,
Yeah.
is Attack of the
That's
Clones.
fair.
So
Oh, it's hard. On first watch,
you really didn't like Phantom
I
Menace.
didn't. On first watch, I'm putting Attack of the Clones at 7 and I'm moving Phantom Menace down.
And you're moving Phantom Menace
Simply
down.
because, and kind of to Cece's point, I like teenager Anakin better than boy Anakin because I think his character arc is more interesting in this movie. Even though it's a bad movie, I feel like for that alone, knowing kind of what's coming next, it just squeaks by to number 7.
I can see that argument being made. I can. And you know why? Is because when we talked about Phantom Menace, I said that Anakin's age should have been Attack of the
For
Clones
sure.
Anakin in Phantom
If he was
Menace.
that age in Phantom Menace would be a much better movie. All the way around.
I think
I feel
so.
like it would have been a lot more fun to watch, and Attack of the Clones would have been better because there would have had to been more different progression that went on in Phantom Menace because a lot of the things that get set up in Attack of the Clones now, I feel like would have had to been done in Phantom Menace in some way, because he was older. But yeah, I'm comfortable with that. So Attack of the Clones is at 7. It squeaked by. Maybe if I watch them both again, I'll feel differently. But on to
Brother, I am just so stinking proud of you for making it this
thanks,
far.
man.
We have we have 2 more episodes of Star Wars to get through. We need to watch Revenge of the Sith, and then we end it all with Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And I think that those are going to be more. I don't want to say that these last 2 episodes have not been interesting conversations. It has been us kind of dunking on it a little
For
bit,
sure.
but we have our reasons.
Yeah.
I think that these last 2 maybe allow for a different kind of conversation to take place, and I'm looking forward to
Me
doing that
too.
with you.
Me too. When you give us a good movie and the audience knows this from the first few episodes we watched of this series. If you give us a good movie with good plot, good character development, like we'll get into it and we'll talk about it. And even if it's positive, like we love dissecting plot and character arcs and acting and all these little things. Like that's fun. That's what we live for. And so I'm excited to get back to that. I know we kind of ranked on ourselves a little bit for glazing too much the first few episodes, but I feel like when it deserves it, we'll give it. We give
It deserves
flowers
it.
when they're due. And
Yep.
so I'm excited to get back to that kind of energy. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we have to wrap this episode up. Like we said at the beginning, this has been a shitty week for both of us so far. But
Hey, big win that we stayed on time today.
big time. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, high fives for us. I gotta say, I feel a lot better. And even though the world's gonna become back to reality for me, This last hour has been a lot of fun. I love you, pal. And I
love you
am
too,
so grateful to be here. Truly, truly. And I hope you guys feel the same. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a like, leave us some comments on some of the different topics we talked about today. Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon. Watch that bracket and give us your thoughts on that. We love you guys.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, subscribe. We got shorts up all the time. And if you want to see our beautiful faces and not just the audio, those are on YouTube. So go watch the full episodes. As we always say, and I feel it today more than probably ever on this show, it is a bitter, bitter world out there. And I hope that you all stay sweet and we satisfied your sweet tooth today. I've been Tré. That's been Garrett. And this has been the Sugarside Podcast. We love you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.